Angela and Linda, and members of the extended family, the Honorable Chief Justice and President of the Supreme Court, and members of the JSC, leaders present here, governors, senators, members of parliament, MCAs, our members of cabinet present here, CSS, and other members of the public service, the church, led by the secretary of this church, Mr. Kania, distinguished ladies and gentlemen and fellow mourners, good afternoon. Hamjambo. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. I bring condolences from my family and many friends who could not make it to this funeral service. To you, Olive, and your family, on the loss of this great Kenyan and a distinguished scholar. Poleni sana kwa kumpoteza profesa ambaye alikuwa ni Mkenya mwenye bidii na msomi, na pia vile imesemekana hapa alichangia mahali pakubwa hasa kwa mambo ya elimu. This loss is not just yours as a family. It's a loss to the academic fraternity, and it is a loss to our country. And we are all gathered here to remember the great contribution of this great Kenyan to our nation. Poleni sana as a family na watu wa kijiji hii ya Thogoto na county hii yetu. Nataka niseme kwa niaba yetu, poleni sana. Ordinarily, it is said that beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. But reading the eulogy of Professor Abel Mugenda, I think he was in a class of his own, because it is said in the eulogy that it is universally accepted that he was handsome. So he must have been in a class of his own. And again, this family has had the privilege of having two professors making a home. We all know that apart from what Professor Abel has achieved as an academician, his wife, Professor Olive, has done the same. In fact, I sympathize with Professor Wainaina of Kenyatta University, because today if you ask anybody who is the Vice Chancellor of Kenyatta University, they will probably remember Olive Mugenda. And it's because of the tremendous contribution that she made in developing that great academic institution. We wish you well, Professor Wainaina. We know the shoes you have to fill are not very small. You have to work hard, but we have confidence that you will carry that university from where Professor Olive left to the next level. And all of us in government will support you to make that institution great because of where Olive had brought that institution to. To the people of this village of Thogoto, this is a village of history, and as the government of Kenya, we've worked with the leaders here to make sure that this village is not left behind as we develop the rest of the country. I remember a year or so ago, we came with the president to launch the road from Ruaka through Banana to Limuru, and the one now from here in Thogoto to Gikambura, all the way to Mutarakwa. And today, that road is complete, I want to say. We are again in the process of extending part of that road, again to develop this surrounding. We'll be coming here again next month to start the road from Ondiri, going to Magaresha, going to Kamangu, all the way to Kerwa, and then Digio. That road again, we are going to raise it to bitumen standard. And again, you're all aware, we are now expanding the road from the junction at James Gishuru, here in Kangemi. We are dualing that road all the way to Rironi in Limuru. We will expand that road to allow more traffic and to eliminate sometimes the jam. And also to say, for the people of Kikuyu here, we know that there is quite a bit of jam around Kikuyu town. And that is why we are going to begin the process of the construction. Already the contractor is on the ground to build a big overpass here in Kikuyu and take the road, what we call the Western Bypass, from Kikuyu here to Wangige, to Ndenderu, again to Ruaka. That road again will be under construction beginning now. And again to continue to expand infrastructure around Kikuyu that will benefit this village. Your member of parliament will also tell you that the street lighting process, which was delayed, we are now working on it. That will lead the whole of this place, including from Kikuyu to this village in Thogoto, to the other estate, Kitfamako, around here in Kikuyu, again in an effort to ensure that we promote our 24-hour economy. I would also want to say, when I am here, that this village also does not have a sewage system. But the good news is that we have now concluded the procurement of a water and sewage program for Kikuyu town. Again, we will be here next month to begin that process that will benefit this village of Thogoto. You will now have a sewage system, and this will stop being a village, it will become a city. Also, maybe just to mention, because we are dealing with scholars, Abel was a renowned, and as has been said, profound scholar, and the CS for education is here in recognition of what this family has contributed to academia. We are constructing, we have already actually completed 6 technical training colleges, one of them in Nachu, down hit the road, the other one in Lari, the other one in Limuru, and the other one is Gatundu South. But this year, we're going to do one in Ruiru and another one in Kidunguri, again, to facilitate more young people, especially those coming out of our high schools, to benefit from competence-based training that will feed into our Big Four program that will generate the men and women who will drive the industrialization, the value addition, the agro-processing, and our housing program. We will be coming later this year to officially inaugurate the college here, so that I'm told by the Member of Parliament that already it's admitting students, and that is in our overall plan as a nation to raise and make relevant our education and our training in line with what Abel, an outstanding scholar, would have wanted this country to be. Let me also say that we will be working together to ensure that the whole academic space under the program that we currently have of reviewing and reforming our education curriculum. 2 important things that are important for people in the academic space and especially our education system. This year, we are targeting as government to ensure that there is 100% transition of kids from Standard 8 to Form 1. We are determined to make sure that this becomes a reality. We know that there are challenges, but from where we sit, we are better off with a crisis of students in school than with a crisis of students at home. So we will manage the crisis, deal with the challenges, and make it a reality that no child in Kenya will be left behind in matters to do with education and acquisition of knowledge. And secondly, we have begun the process of rolling out our competence-based learning in grade 1, 2, 3, and 4. Again, we want to commit to the country that we are confident that we can effectively be able to roll out so that our education system becomes one that responds to the needs and the requirements of where we want to go as a nation. And we expect all the stakeholders to work with us. And I'm sure that Professor Abel, wherever he is in heaven, will know and will want us to succeed so that we can have more scholars like him. And finally, let me also say that to our businessmen and women, especially wafanyi biashara wa mashinani, I was here several months ago so that our women and young people who do business have a proper place where they can sell their wares, conduct their biashara, hivi karibuni tutarudi hapa. Tumeanza kujenga soko ya hapa Limuru na naamini ya kwamba itakamilika. Nilikuwa nauliza baba yao hapa Kikuyu, na hiyo soko itakuwa tayari in the next few months, na tumekubaliana na baba yao ya kwamba mahali pale watu wanauza saizi tutaibadilisha na tujenge mahali ya watu wa jua kali kufanya biashara pia. Na tuna soko zile zingine mbali na soko hii ya Kikuyu, tunajenga soko ingine kule Kiamba pale Kihara kwa market, tunajenga soko ingine Juja, tunajenga soko ingine Githurai, kuhakikisha kwamba wafanyabiashara wetu wote wale wadogo wanafanya biashara yao katika hali ambayo inafaa, ili waweze kujimudu na kuendesha mambo yao mbele. Kwa hivyo mimi nataka niwaeleze watu wa kijiji hii na watu wa constituency yetu ya Kikuyu. Departed brother, she was appointed to the Judicial Service Commission, and we are confident that her contribution in the Judicial Service Commission will make all of us, all the arms of government, from our legislature, those of us in the executive, and the judiciary, to work together so that we can take our country to the next level. I want the Chief Justice to know that we have confidence in our judicial arm of government, and it is the expectation of all Kenyans that the judiciary will discharge their responsibility in accordance with the mandate given to them in the Constitution. That is all. We do not expect the judiciary to do anything less or anything more, because we believe in that independence. That also means that we are all interdependent. And I'm sure that Professor Olive will make a contribution in that effort. Pia niko hapa na taarifa ya pole kutoka kiongozi wetu wa taifa, Rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya, ambaye ameniuliza niweze kusoma kwa niaba yake. I bring you his greetings. When I spoke to him this morning, he was not able to come. He had planned initially to come, but it was not possible. And I want to read his condolence message. To the family of Olive, even as all of us send our condolences to those who suffered the terrorist attack that befell our country a few days ago. We all join His Excellency the President and the country in wishing all those who lost their loved ones God's grace, so that they can bear the loss of their loved ones. This is of the late Professor Abel Gitau Mugenda. We mourn and I read, we mourn the loss of Professor Abel Gitau Mugenda, a great scholar who imparted our young people with great knowledge on research methods through his teachings and published works. Professor Abel Mugenda's death has robbed us of a renowned researcher, a prolific intellectual, a gifted administrator, a mentor, and you will all agree with me, one of Kenya's greatest scholars. His brilliance raised him from humble beginnings to the pinnacle of scholarly distinction, where he earned respect and a following among his peers, both locally and internationally. Professor Mugenda's zeal in sharing knowledge saw him writing and publishing several books and research works which will continue to help in the growth of the country's knowledge base for many years to come. His teaching skills endeared him to many, making him one of the few professors sought after by various leading institutions of higher learning, both locally and internationally. He possessed great skills in research, monitoring, and evaluation that enabled him to serve in various international organizations, including the United Nations and several international NGOs. Professor Abel Mugenda was a true Kenyan patriot. He displayed his devotion and commitment to this country when he decided to come back home and impart his skills and knowledge to our youth in institutions of higher learning, in spite of the lucrative opportunities abroad. We will forever be indebted to this great scholar. Professor Mugenda's accomplishments are a clear demonstration, especially to the youth, that focus, diligence, and determination pays. But in spite of all his achievements, Professor Mugenda remained humble, social, and an outgoing person. Indeed, he was a favorite in the community and the institutions that he served due to his cheerful and friendly disposition. He was a man of enormous influence and outstanding ability. Those who knew him benefited immensely from his selfless leadership, wisdom, and generosity. We will always appreciate and cherish Professor Mugenda's leadership and contribution to the growth of higher education. His passing leaves a gap that will not be filled, certainly not by these few words of consolation. But let us be grateful that he lived in his life well and has left an indelible mark on the lives of all those who had the opportunity to interact with him. And as we mourn him, let us both be consoled and lifted by the exemplary life he led. My thoughts and prayers are with you at this time of great sorrow and grief. I pray that the Almighty God will give you the strength and courage to bear this tragic loss. May the Almighty God rest Professor Abel Gitau Mugenda soul in eternal peace. Uhuru Kenyatta, President of the Republic of Kenya. Finally, I want to leave Professor Olive and her children with the words of the Bible in Daniel 11 verses 32 that says, "But those who know their God will be strong and do great exploits." Yes, those are my words, very final words to you. Those who know their God will be strong and do great exploits. Thank you very much, and God bless you.